Yes, it's true. I saw the Mario movie. Ask me anything about the Mario movie. Was Mario in it? Yes. How was it? It was pretty bad. It's out. Yeah, it came out in 1993. It's called Super Mario Brothers. It stars Bob Hoskins, John Leguizamo, and Dennis Hopper. I forget who played the Princess Peach, or was it Daisy? I can't remember. I actually rolled my eyes. Okay, I'm gonna change the title. I don't want people coming in here for the next 3 hours being like, he saw the movie. Peloton was good today. It was like pretty bad, but I got it done. It was 90 minutes. First 70 minutes, I was like, I feel pretty good. Last 20 minutes, I actually felt like I was, I don't know. Like, I think it's called hitting the wall. I don't know if I was dehydrated or out of energy. But I was like, this is all of a sudden like the hardest task that I've ever done in my life. But I did finish it. And then after I was like, and then glug, 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 glug. There's a clip for you. Also, like I was talking about the Peloton like 2 seconds ago, as is typical. A lesser individual would not tell you this, but my Peloton ride was disrupted today due to a lie. Hey, by the way, Yu Watanabe, also known as Librarian, thank you for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. My ride today was disrupted with 2 minutes left in my second 30-minute ride. It just froze. And then it said, your internet is off. And I said, fuck you, no, it's not. Your internet's off, you piece of crap. Where did tech companies get off just lying to us? I've got green bars, I got LTE, I got 5G. I don't even know, we might be on 6G by now. It feels like we've been on 5G for quite some time. They'll say something like, oh, you appear to be experiencing network instability. No, I don't. You appear to be experiencing network instability. My shit is completely fine. Anyway, so I pedaled 120 seconds in silence while the instructor just looked like this. Like the timing was, she was actually like, get ready, it's the final push. 3, 2. And then I got the spinning circle of death. So I just 150 seconds of like hearing my own 180 BPM heartbeat through my earbuds. Had to, and I recognize I'm opening myself up for being made fun of here. Had to hard reset my bicycle in order to do the third of 3 workouts. Took like 3 minutes to turn it on and off again. And then like a minute into the ride, it just kicks me back to the home screen and says, hold up, brother. You're in the middle of a ride right now. And I said, no shit, Peloton. I know that. You know, given that outrageous amount of strife that I had to make it through, just finishing the ride today relatively close to the analytics I was hoping for was a positive. I had my optometrist appointment. My optometrist was really good, but she did insult me. And as you know, I trust someone more when they insult me because I'm like, why would they lie and make me feel bad? Instead, you know, they must be telling the truth if I feel bad about it. She was like, wow, your glasses are like not even close to your current actual level of blindness. And I was like, I know, that's why I'm here. And then she gave me like, I think this is the first time I've ever had to do like the eye drops at the optometrist. She was like, do you have like an extra 30 minutes or something to, so we can examine your eyes like more thoroughly? And I was like, okay, go ahead. She put the eye drops in. No problem. Leaves me alone for 15 minutes for the medicine to kick in. Then she walks into the room and she goes, oh, you're ready? I can see your pupils from here. And the door was like 3 meters away from the chair that I was sitting in. Long story short, my eyes are good. I don't have glaucoma or like, you know, any other thing to concern yourself with. But if you've never had the eye drops before, my ass could not see right for like an hour and a half afterwards. And I asked her, like, she was like, okay, you're free to go. And I was like, can I drive after you put these in? And she's like, yeah, of course. I was like, that, I don't know. I said okay, but then I just sort of like walked around for 10, 20 minutes because I was like, I don't feel right. And then when I was driving, I'm driving to the west and the sun is setting. And they don't tell you that it makes you like insanely sensitive to light because your pupils are so dilated. It looks like you're on, ecstasy or something. It's actually like driving on the surface of Arrakis. Like the sun is like right in your fucking face. And then the whole city is just like chrome and glass reflecting the light. And the lights are like the light is a big hot ball, but then it's even got like radiating lines coming off of it, and every car's windshield is like reflecting the lines into each other. And I'm like, I think I need to like call my optometrist and be like, please do not tell people that they can drive after this. Like I handled it, but eventually like somebody's gonna crash and die. Also, I was trying to like look at my phone, not while I was driving, by the way, but while I was figuring out if my eyes actually worked. And I couldn't like look at my phone. Like I was holding my phone here and just my eyes like would not focus on the words. And then I would like move it back and it's like worse. They'll move it like really close and it's not getting any better. I don't know what she put in there. After like a few hours, it came back, but normally, like I remember my mom when I was growing up, she would always be like, oh, I hate going to the doctor because they put those drops in. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm just built different. No, it turns out my ass was just young. Now that I'm the age that she was when she told me this story, I'm like, she's right. Those drops are like, it's a fucking nightmare. Oh, I know. Like, I think 2014, my doctor was like, we don't need to do a physical. You're a relatively young guy. I was like 26, 27 at the time. Then she took my blood pressure and she was like, your blood pressure is not high, but it's higher than we would expect for somebody that's like your age. So I got diagnosed with like borderline, like cautionary high blood pressure. Like, let's just keep an eye on it, as also known as the Canadian medical specialty. Next time I had an eye exam, they said your intraocular pressure is too high. So I had to do like a peripheral vision test where you hit a button every time you see something in your periphery. And they said, okay, you don't have glaucoma, but you're probably going to have to take the tests like every time. This time I had that like insurance physical. They were like, your blood pressure is good. And I was like, that's surprising to me. Thank you, Samuel. I went to the optometrist. I said, hey, every time I get an eye exam, I have high intraocular pressure, but I promise I don't have glaucoma. This time she was like, no, actually your intraocular pressure was fine. Thanks, Samuel. Oh, yes. I did. Did you look at the machine with the little farm or the windmill? I got the little farm. I don't know if I've ever seen windmill. I always get farmhouse. I always feel so self-conscious at the optometrist. I think that they know this, but like once the first time you go get an eye exam is probably the only time they ever get a good reading out of that machine, right? Because you don't know what's coming. Every subsequent time, you know they're about to blow like a puff of smoke, or not a puff of smoke, a puff of air into your eye, or they're gonna like take an incredibly bright photo that's gonna give you an after image for like 90 seconds. So they're like, hey, just keep your eye open and don't blink. Sometime within the next 45 seconds, we're gonna fuck your eye up, okay? And you can see like in your own eye reflection or like the shadow of your eyelash, you can see it going like, could you just keep it open? And you're like, and also your eyes are like never drier. They're like, do you have dry eyes or do you like tear up a lot? I'm like, no, my eyes are fine. Then they're like, okay, I need you to hold your eye open for 3 seconds and don't blink. And I'm like, this is the itchiest my eyes ever been in my entire life. I can't do it. I'm sorry. What's the eye exam thing? Well, I was telling this to Chib. If your vision is good, don't take this from me, by the way. I'm not a doctor. If your vision is good, I can understand if you haven't been to the optometrist like since you were a kid or something like that. But if your vision is bad and you go like once every 2 years, once a year, You put your face into like a Clockwork Orange Ludovico technique thing. You pry your eyes open. They take a photo of the back of your eye. And then also there's a machine where you focus on like a picture of a distant object, and then they shoot a puff of air into your eye to measure your eye pressure. It's just, you're right. For anyone who doesn't get their eyes tested regularly, it's like when you go to the dentist and you're like, suddenly you're acutely aware of how often you need to swallow your own saliva. Like, I think I swallow my saliva at what I would assume is a normal pace. But as soon as the doctor is like, okay, now don't swallow this, I'm like, what? But I gotta. They say don't swallow this, and then they spray you with like the most foul tasting toothpaste of all time. And meanwhile, like all your spit is accumulating in your Adam's apple. You can't swallow. You're just praying that the dental hygienist like moves the suction cup right to where the puddle is. And then when they get it, and then as soon as they get the suction, they're like bite down and it attaches to the side of your mouth and it goes like. This is stressing me out. You want some more stress? Here's something like, and this is not, this is genuinely like cursed information. It's a basilisk, and that's why I'm passing it on to you. I went on our optometry today, the optometrist subreddit, just because, I'm curious about life. Someone made a post that was like, getting LASIK was the worst decision I've ever made in my entire life. There's something called retinal neuralgia. 4% of people after LASIK surgery get intense eye pain and eye dryness that is alleviated via eye drops, but you have to put the eye drops in literally like every 5 to 10 minutes for the rest of your life. That's what I was saying. 4% is really high. That's what an optometrist wouldn't lie to me unless they told me that the frames look good because they wanted me to buy really expensive frames. But apart from that, I don't think they've got much reason to lie to me. Well, I guess they don't want you to get LASIK. Let me rephrase. They have an economic incentive to not have you get LASIK because then you're never going to go to the optometrist ever again. But upon seeing that, I was like, maybe I'll just wear glasses for the rest of my life. It's good enough for Ben Franklin. It's good enough for me, man. No, after LASIK, you still need to go to the optometrist? What's the point, man? You only get to laser my eyeballs once, okay? If I get LASIK and then they're like, oh, you need reading glasses, I want a refund on my LASIK. Wait, are your glasses... Oh, wait, what is your glasses prescription? I thought someone said, wait, are your glasses prescription? I was gonna be like, nah, I just wear these to hide my eyebrows and to look cool. I'm big in the minuses. I'm like minus 5.75 in one eye and like 5 or 5.5 in the other. I have to check next time I get frames. Holy cow, that's pretty blind. Yeah, I know. Like when I took my glasses off, the receptionist was like, I'll hold them for you. And I was in the like waiting room, just like, this is how it feels like to be old. Like I can't do anything. Until she came back with my glasses, I was just sitting there like waiting for somebody more capable to come and be like, okay, like hold my hand and follow me. But I honestly, like, my eyes are not good. But I've been maintaining for like 18 months that the last glasses I bought, the optician, not the optometrist necessarily, but the optician fucked me. They gave me like the wrong curvature or something like that, and it's made my eyes worse. By the way, can we get a round of applause for Kate? She did like literally everything this morning. Applied for some new daycares. Got our cats in the cat carriers, which she also got out of storage. Took the cats to their grooming appointment so that she doesn't have to vacuum quite so much because there's just like a staggering amount of cat hair going on. Woke up our daughter, took her to the potty, brushed her teeth, got her dressed, fed her breakfast, and then, was out the door basically like 10 minutes after I got off the Peloton. But it's International Women's Day. Look, I did my part. I took Sam Yo's 30-minute pop ride today that was all strong female artists. And I got an International Women's Day badge, okay? So you can't really judge me. Where's your International Women's Day badge? Name a woman? Name a woman? I'm trying to remember who was in the ride. I gotta be honest, not because they were women, but the tracks were a little snooze. Janet Jackson, Cher, you know, it's not, I'm not knocking them, but it's not my tempo, okay? Why don't they have a girl version of the Beatles? Kind of like the girl version of the Ghostbusters. That's a good question. There isn't really like a girl group that is, I mean, like no band is really on the level of the Beatles in terms of just like notoriety. I'm making no judgment about how you feel about their actual music. ABBA, also not a girl group, but like that's what's coming to mind. Like I don't think the Spice Girls are like the right comparison because they have what, like 2 albums or something like that. Destiny's Child has like 2 albums. TLC, come on, but TLC, they have like I got nothing against TLC, but come on, they're not the female Beatles. They have like 7 songs. What about the Dixie Chicks? It's like kind of, but they're not like at that level, like of popularity. I guess, but that's not really a fair comparison because like no other band is at the popularity level of the Beatles. It's weird that there's no. I mean, women do not have an answer to the Beatles right now. Women, would you like to respond? Would you like to make your case here? Twice? Okay, I'll give you that one. Or Sunyoshi Day or something like that. Did you know, I mean, basically I'm Paul McCartney. We're both male. And also, I believe that he's left-handed. Oh! But at the same time, I guess to be completely fair, there's no or not many male singers that I think hit the highs of like a female diva either. Like who are the male solo artists that compete with like Mariah Carey or Whitney Houston? Okay, Prince I would allow. Okay, Michael Jackson, sure, all right. Ed Sheeran, we don't talk about Ed Sheeran here. Elvis, all right, fair enough. Bob Dylan, that's not really what I was asking. I'm not saying there's no male solo artists that are popular. I'm saying in the category of like, wow, they have an amazing voice and they kill it on every track. Like that's not what people are saying when they listen to Ed Sheeran. They're saying, ooh, I love it when you suck me like that and when you're closer, give me the shivers. Why not? Well, I don't know, he's just not that good. No disrespect. I wouldn't say he's bad, but it's not like, you know, he's not that good. Like, it's not like a Demi Lovato song where, like, when it comes on, I would, like, turn my car off if I couldn't turn the radio station. It's funny to think about, like, old people, you know? Like, Justin was watching old episodes of The Price is Right on his subathon last night. People thought I was joking, but it was crazy to like, you know, he's watching episodes of The Price is Right from like 1977. People be like, oh, what a nice lady. And I'm like, yes, what a nice lady. It's crazy to think that she voted for Trump 2 times in a row. People were like, NL, boo, boo, you don't know that. And I'm like, come on, just look at the demographic data. I don't know it for a fact, but like... Statistically speaking, if she's still alive, boo, they booed me because I was right. Man, I'm kind of in like voting withdrawal. 2019 to 2022, I felt like I casted a vote like every 3 months. We've had like 7 federal elections since then. We're aspiring to be England, I think, or the United Kingdom, no disrespect. Except we actually like choose our leaders. We have a lot of elections, but we don't let Parliament choose the next leader. We tend to let the people decide. There was a municipal election. There was a provincial. Maybe we had 2 provincial elections. But it's been like 6 months since I casted a single vote on a long form ballot. We got any propositions coming up? Stanley Park bike lanes? I might go to like a town hall just to have my voice heard. I am here to say that we should not rename Adenac Street. I know a lot of people think that it's a goofy street name because it's just Canada backwards, but goofy street names like this add a lot to our civic character. Like, what the hell is Trafalgar Street? All of us, if we lose Adenac Street, then we're going to have to get rid of our Trafalgar Streets. And then we're going to have to get rid of our... Sorry, I'm just working it out. You ever notice how every Canadian city... I can't speak for America here. You ever notice how every Canadian city has a King Street, a Queen Street, and a Princess Street? So true, so true. Calgary doesn't have a Princess Street? No bitches? Sorry, I just didn't know what to say. Doesn't even really make sense. Learning a lot about new music on the Peloton. Did you know that there's a French Montana now? I was only familiar with the American one, but apparently there is a French Montana. And they're so wealthy, when they die, they want to be buried with their money, and then they want to be wrapped up in it, just like a mummy, I think, is what they say. Hang on. We got a lottery ticket. Oh! New content! New content! Yeah, now, did you see the pro texting and driving take on Twitter? I didn't, but I would love to. Sounds like a Twitter moment. It does. No matter what insane opinion you would think that nobody could, like, defend, someone on Twitter will not just say that it's defensible, they will say that you're indefensible for, like, not acknowledging it in the first place. For not believing that it could happen. It's not that I think that Twitter is full of stupid people. It's just that I think you have to be stupid to tweet. No, what I really mean is that, like, I think everybody has one area of incredible stupidity within them. Like, I don't necessarily... Well, okay, there are tweets I see on Twitter where I'm like, I'm smarter than this person without a doubt. But if I was stupid enough that I tweeted every thought that entered into my head, like once a month, I could get quote tweeted dunked. They would be like, check out this guy's take on, like, you know, selenium in Head and Shoulders or something like that. Can you believe? As my organic chemistry Twitter would be dragging my ass. Although now that I think about it, selenium, I suppose, is not like an element that's necessarily in organic chemistry that's well represented. But anyway, you with the panda fight? I could if I had tweeted that I thought I could beat a panda in a fight just due to, like, you know, a war of attrition, I would probably end up getting 15% chance I become main character of Twitter for the day. And it would start like, can you believe this guy thinks he stands a chance against a panda? And it would end with like, men are literally so stupid. When they get together, all they talk about is who could beat up a bear in a fight. And that's true. You don't have to be smart to not get dragged on Twitter. You just have to be smart enough not to tweet shit that you're an idiot about. Do you think you could land a plane? Not right now. But if you gave me... I'm not joking. If you gave me 20 hours in Microsoft Flight Simulator, I think that there is a 51% chance that I land the plane in like an airplane type situation where they need a pilot. I know that this sounds ridiculous, but it can't be that hard because they almost never crash anymore. Like in the 70s, like there was a 10% chance when you got on an airplane you weren't getting off. So you had to really before you took a trip to like Disney World, you got your affairs in order. You like made sure it's like, hey, just in case anything happens on this flight, like here's where all my like important documents and shit are. Then like if you look at the history of like air disasters, there's not that many anymore. They're becoming very infrequent, and the quantity of flights taken goes like through the roof. A pilot has like a 99.99% chance to land the plane correctly. That's an insane level of accuracy. Obviously, they have like a ton of training and experience, right? I'm not saying I'm getting to 99.99%, but I think with just a little training in Microsoft Flight Simulator, I could get to 51. As long as like conditions were relatively normal, it wasn't like, heavy crosswinds or like the airport where you have to like approach on the beach or something like that, or or in the middle of the mountains in Nepal. Like I think I could get to 51. I would rather somebody else that is like a 95 takes the yoke, honestly. But if it's like a Cessna, and it's me and the pilot has a stroke or something like that, I'm like, all right. I mean, it's either 51% chance to land or 100% chance to just fucking die. So I guess I'll take my chances. Like at the end of the day, it's not like running the 100-meter dash in 9 seconds, right? Like it's not like physically impossible for me to land the plane. It's just buttons. I don't want to make it sound like, it's forehead, but like, it's just, yeah, it's designed to be safe. Again, I'm not, much like the wolf, I'm not saying my odds are like crazy good. I just don't think it's out of the question. Now, yeah, like if you ask me if like could I get a rocket to the moon? No. If I had to punch the shit into the navigational computer and execute like a controlled burn or something like that, and absolutely not. But could I land a plane? Not right now, but with 20, if you give me 20 hours of Microsoft Flight Simulator, yes, absolutely. I think that I could have a 51% chance. I mean, I'm not even insulting pilots. I think being a pilot is like a stressful job, but I think it's probably not that stressful because of the flying. I think it's probably stressful because, sometimes you're like, oh, my flight's supposed to leave at 3. I get to the airport at like, 1:30 to get ready for it. Oh, the other plane hasn't arrived yet. Oh, the flight crew's late. Oh, like, there's a delay in the fuel. Oh, we got to de-ice the wings. Oh, air traffic control like has a grudge against me, so they're making me wait on the runway. Like being a pilot is something that people do professionally, but also some people who are like, oh, I started up like a health care software company and also I have my pilot's license. Like it's something people do in their downtime. Harrison Ford is a pilot. Now, taking off is a joke. Like, unless something catastrophic happens, like a bird strike or something like that, I just don't see me crashing on takeoff. You literally, what am I doing? You literally just put the throttle up, and then when you hit like 80 knots, you just start pulling up on the yoke. And then, like mid-air, it seems like it's impossible to crash unless you are in inclement weather, no visibility, and like fly into a mountain or something like that, or the plane just breaks, which that's not my fault. I'm not going to take responsibility for the plane breaking. It's only landing that's a regular occurring risk for me. I feel like it's people that don't fly. Maybe I'm just saying this because it reflects better on my take. I feel like it's non-pilots going, this is an insane take. Whereas a pilot would be like, yeah, probably. Helicopter? Not only would I not fly a helicopter, I would not even get in a helicopter. I would love to never get in a helicopter in my entire life. I don't see much reason. I guess you could take a sightseeing tour in a helicopter. I guess you could get a good look at the traffic in Los Angeles. I'm always stunned when we like go to Whistler and there's people that are like, oh yeah, tomorrow I'm doing helicopter skiing. Like you get on a fucking helicopter and then they fly you to the top of a mountain where like they haven't built a ski lift or like, groomed the routes or anything, and then they just drop your ass off and they're like, see you at the bottom. Like it's stunning to me. And I mean, I guess I'm saying that flying is safe and skiing is dangerous, but People may disagree, but I kind of believe it. I'm amazed, that more people don't die skiing and snowboarding every year. He's done it. Oh, you piece of crap. Like, I feel like 1 in 100 people that are skiing should be dead by the end of the day. And it's crazy that there's only like, maybe a death a year at most resorts or something like that. I'm just going to be honest. I don't know if I can do this. And I'm mad at Apollo. You got me. You got me good. I was so pissed off that you were gonna have to, like, after all that, I'm like, if you wanted to put another idea in the level, just build a whole new level, okay? You don't put the hardest shit at the end when you've already done all this hard stuff just because there's no checkpoint. Anyway, it's a good level. My father was a flight instructor. Flight sim is pretty accurate to real life as far as the controls, but not accurate to the other real world aspects of flight and lift. That being said, you would have why'd you capitalize you? You would have a 50% chance to land the plane with 20 hours of flight sim. Hey, look at that! Okay, listen. I'm a little offended because what I said was not 50. I said 51. And you're leaving me there at 50, which feels like a deliberate choice. Well, I read it in the Joker's voice at first. My father was a flight instructor. Well, that's it. I guess I'm not trying to say like I would be as good as a pilot. Because, like, you don't... I guess what I'm saying is pilots don't undergo that much training to be able to, like, fly a plane on a normal day. They probably, like, show up at flight school with enough hours in the simulator to do that. But it's like, when it's a damn hurricane or something like that. Or when there's a bird strike. Or when there's heavy crosswinds on takeoff and landing. Or, like... when you're mid-flight and you get this error message or something like that. Absolutely not true. Wait, really? People show up to flight school and they're like, I've never even been on an airplane. It just seems like something I'd like. Like, I know you can do that for, like, biology, but I don't know if people do that for pilot school. Really? They just show up and they're like, well, I've always loved jumping, so this just seemed like the logical next step. Me when I'm mid-flight and then NVIDIA says there's a new driver available. Me when autopilot breaks because Microsoft Windows says, let's cross this one off your list. When you've delayed the Windows update in your Boeing 787 too many times so it stops allowing you to snooze it. It just says you either do it now or we shut off your computer forever. You know what? I do respect, like, DIY... culture, the idea that like you should not pay somebody else to like change your oil because you could easily like learn how to do it on YouTube yourself. You can fix your own sink, etc., etc. I think there's virtue in that, but I think you can take it too far. Like just while it's top of mind, anybody out there like building their own optometrist Ludovico technique machine? They're like, why am I paying $130 to an optometrist once every 2 years? When I could just easily build one of these at home with just a collection of lenses and... Let's be honest, I don't really know what the rest of the... Yeah, why are there no people that are posting, like, do-it-yourself X-ray tech or something like that? I guess it's not that easy. William Osmond did it? This is the part of the stream where I'm like, is that a famous YouTuber that I've never heard of or like a mass murderer? Is that a dude who built like a bomb in his garage, or is it a 19-year-old wunderkind with like a PhD from Caltech that also happens to make YouTube videos? All of the above. Okay. They're not called X-rays in German? I think it's one of those things I've seen about the language of German on the internet. Aren't they called like das Gamenraisin or something like that? He's done it. They're just called Röntgenstrahlen. Okay. Can I defend the German language a little bit? Like everybody says that, like all English speakers say the same thing about German. Is like when they hear it, whoever is speaking it sounds like they're being angry. Like it always sounds like, even if they're just telling you, you know, hey, your table will be ready soon, it sounds like they're yelling at you. I'm sure English sounds like stupid as fuck if you don't speak English too. Just walking around like in a shopping mall somewhere in Minnesota, all you hear is wah 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 wah. Like they sound like Crash Bandicoot after he picks up a Wumpa fruit. Wah 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 wah. Is that what it sounds like? I guess everybody hearing me right now probably understands English, so maybe it's not fair to, or it, like I'm not asking the right questions, but I'm not asking the right audience at least. Does this guy just rant about random shit? What do you want from me? What do you want me to talk about? Some non-random shit? You want me to talk about how Tiff Macklem, the chair of the Bank of Canada, kept interest rates level today, thus indicating that perhaps the Canadian Fed is taking a wait-and-see approach to inflationary data, but also they did continue with quantitative tightening, thus indicating that perhaps they are concerned about the inflationary pressure of rising M2 supply? Because that's the big news today. Is that what you want me to talk about? Well, we pretty much just went over it, so I'm gassed. Like I don't have anything else in the tank right now. Please go in depth on that. Okay, today Tiff Macklem kept the Canadian federal interest rate level rather than raising it or lowering it. I mean, you wouldn't expect it to be lowered right now, but I think that the market probably assumed it was going to be kept level, but with a little bit of a hedge for a 25 or 50 basis point raise. I mean, the Canadian Fed and the American Fed operate independently, but some people may see Canada's move is a signal that the U.S. is not as likely to raise rates. Now, I don't know if there's any correlation there. I'm just trying to listen. Explain it like it's football. Okay, I would say that like Juventus and Inter Milan are tied 1-1 in the 70th minute. And people are like, whoa, this is not good for Juventus. They need to sub on Xavi Alonso immediately. And then they refuse to sub on Xavi Alonso because they're like, you know what? We're just going to take a wait-and-see approach. And if this ends up going to extra time, we're going to want him to have fresh legs for the golden goal. Explain it like it's an esport. Team Na'Vi is slightly behind in overall gold now in Dota 2. Everyone is expecting them to take Roshan, including their opponents, LGD. So LGD is camping Roshan. They've got it like warded up because they know they got to take it at some point. That is allowing team captain Puppy of Na'Vi to say, hey guys, don't do Roshan. They're expecting it while they're distracted and trying to camp Roshan. Just do some quick farming in the jungle to make up a little bit of the gold difference, and then we can take a team fight. Great explanation. I know. I used to be a teacher. It's nice. I've always been pretty good at explaining things, but as a teacher, it wasn't great because most of the students didn't speak English. So it was lost on them, and that felt bad. Most people in chat do speak English, at least in my chat. So you wouldn't know it from the stuff that they type, but I understand it's a tough language. Communication online, you got to be very deliberate to begin with. What's the deal with Roshan? If I kept getting 5-man ganked in that pit, I would stop spawning in that pit. And you know what? I'd put my cheese somewhere else too. Why doesn't Roshan simply eat the cheese when he's almost dead? What's the deal with the cheese? That could bring me back to the Chat GPT memes. If instead of like Joe Biden and Trump play Among Us. You're sus, Sleepy Joe. Shut up, Donald. I'm not sus. You're sus. Guys, I just saw... Sorry, that's my Obama impression, apparently. They should do the cast of Seinfeld plays video games. I would watch like 2 of those memes before I got sick of it and then ranted about it for 45 minutes. They counter-warded me, Jerry. They counter-warded... I know, we're silver. Who buys Sentry wards in silver? Observer wards. People don't even buy Observer wards in silver. Kramer, are you farming up the enemy jungle? Giggity. The modern Seinfeld, the cast of Seinfeld gets into Dota. Elaine has a boyfriend, but she loses respect for him after finding out he uses his starting gold to buy boots. George can't figure out how to install Dota and doesn't realize he's been playing Heroes of Newerth the whole time. Jerry keeps getting matched against Newman and losing games. They finally ask Kramer to play, and it turns out that Kramer is a diamond level player who used to be on a competitive Dota team at the International 3 with his friend Bob Sacamano. Oh, we could have made that one, man. Ross starts to play Dota, but he gets very upset that even though he perceives Joey to be of lower intelligence than him, Joey has been placed higher after his placement matches. Ross gets a private Dota coach, but still can't seem to catch up with Joey. Phoebe sings a song at Central Perk about the woes of being a flying courier. Rachel just exited the walk-in freezer, and Chandler and Monica have sexual intercourse. That is, the friends play Dota. That's good. You farmed my jungle? My jungle? Do The Office? No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna... Okay, Dwight is... Dwight says, I can't make the after-work party. I've got a date tonight. Then it cuts away to him giving a confessional. I don't have a date tonight. I just didn't want them to know that I'm competing in the Chinese national Dota competition. Then it cuts to him in like a room, and it's all like LED'd up, and it's glow. He's got like a complete streamer setup and a gamer chair. I don't want to tell them because, no, I'm not ashamed. I just don't want them to ask for my prize money. I don't want to brag, but the winner gets 320,000 yuan. Oh, we could have made that one. Stanley plays too. So true. Rotate top. Sorry, Stanley, what did you say? Did I stutter? All right, that's all I got. With this bit, you got to cut it before it gets too bad. Classic Stanley. Stanley, your heart sucks and you crush your wife during sex. Boom, roasted. Frasier, listen, I know I said we were going to stop, but all I could do for Frasier is... Frasier Crane says, Niles, why don't you stand up to Maris for once? Niles replies, oh, please, Frasier, we both know that's a worse idea than buying a TP scroll as nature's prophet. Oh, because he has one, it's like he has an innate ability to teleport. Nature's prophet has an innate ability to teleport. So I'm not saying there's never a situation in which they should have a TP scroll. I'm just saying it wouldn't prioritize it as much, probably. Oh, man. How about Family Guy? I mean, that's always easy. Oh, come on, Peter. This is just like that time that you started playing Dota 2. And then you just literally have Peter Griffin play Dota 2. I can't do Big Bang Theory because I've only seen one episode of the show. Bizarrely, it's an episode of the show where Penny gets addicted to the Age of Conan online. So it's like, as far as I'm concerned, that's just a show about the ravages of video game addiction. It hits too close to home. Oh! Let's go. New content. New no-nos. You don't do a regular jump on the thwomps. Z jumps only. New old content. Everyone in the bar is cheering for you right now. Let's go. Let's go. Everybody do 6 shots of tequila right now. And whatever bar this is, I'll invoice you later, okay?
The bar is real. Bar video. What am I doing up here? What am I doing up here? They can't even hear me. Should I try to communicate? Like, right? Like, hey, wait, look over here. Hey, everybody, look over here. Hey, you, wait, look. Hey, everybody, hey. 1, 2, 3. Yeah! I probably just look like a fucking psycho. Nobody's probably watching this TV. Nobody's watching this TV. I don't think anyone is.
That's a Jerma bit? My reaction when I saw QT Cinderella announced a new category at the Streamer Awards, the streamer, and then I get like 7 ats that are like, good luck NL, I'll be voting for Jerma. He's just, everywhere I go, I see his face. He's always been there like one step before me. You should watch some Jerma compilations. You got to be careful when you're talking about Jerma, because like I can already see when I look at the highlights. It's clip. Most insane man, psycho, bald Canadian talks about absolute psychopath on stream. I do feel, I think Jerma is hilarious. Like the funniest streamer on the platform maybe. But I feel like I'm missing something. Because let me put it this way. Apollo was watching like a Jerma clip in his Try Not to Laugh videos or something. And he was like, every single Jerma clip is the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life. And it was literally just him being a normal guy. Like it's the one where there's like the sun is making the shape of a penis on his wall.
I took a lot of pictures at the chess boxing event, which was an unbelievable event. That was a ton of fun. I've never done something like that, but there's a dick on the... What? Why?
And everybody's like, wow, this guy's fucking crazy. And I'm like, he's not doing anything crazy. He's just being funny. Like, it's like, is the joke that you say that he's crazy, but actually he's like normal? Okay, then I think it's possible then that Apollo was not in on the joke. Because he was literally like, every Jerma clip I see, he's doing the most psychopathic shit of all time. Someone should let him know that he's not in on the joke. Like, I definitely have seen more, psychotic Twitch streamers. Like, people who, like, lose PvP in WoW and then slap their monitor so hard that, like, the webcam makes the USB unplugging sound. That's crazy. Jerma's just hilarious. He seems, like, well-adjusted. Unless maybe we're both, like, fucked up in the same way. People who shoot their water bottle with a loaded gun. I know, it's like, when you got a website like that, you know, it's, people are like, this guy's so fucking crazy. And then I'm watching the clip and it's just like him smiling or something. I'm like, I must be missing something. Because he's just really, really funny. He eats 4 McChickens a day. Is this just like we're too many layers of irony, like, and inside jokes deep? So I can't, Because there's no way he eats 4 McChickens a day. That's crazy. Yes, we're gaslighting you. Okay. I gotta be honest, I resisted downloading the McDonald's app. Costco has rewards program pilled me. I got a new MasterCard to take advantage of the Costco rewards. I'm definitely gonna download the McDonald's app. I don't know like how long it would take me to get a free Egg McMuffin, but I'm willing to give it a chance. Oh. McDonald's app actually goes hard. It's awesome. Like, I've never liked coupons just because it seemed like a lot of work, and there's like always the chance that you bring a coupon up to the front and they're like, what the fuck is this? Like, did you just print this out on your computer? And you're like, no, I swear I got it from like, my mom gave me an old issue of Good Housekeeping that said I could get like a Lipton Sidekick for $1.69 instead of $2.25. And they're like, hang on, I got to talk to the manager. The last time I used a coupon, it was only like 3 or 4 years ago. We got like in a HelloFresh box, we got a coupon for free Starbucks cold brew, like prepackaged cold brew you can get at the grocery store. I took it to our grocery store and like showed it to the cashier, and he was like, hang on, I got to check something. And then he was gone for like 7 or 8 minutes. And there's only like 3 cashiers. So the line behind me was getting fucking huge. And I was like, this is not... I don't think they should blame me for using a coupon that is like legitimate, but like at the same time, like it's gumming up the damn works here. Did you get it? Yeah, I did get it. Like eventually they honored the coupon. There wasn't an argument, they just disappeared. You got to acknowledge there's some, I have to inoculate myself. There's some people who watch streams and even if they like you, they just want to be mad at what you're saying. So if you ever knock extreme couponing, people are like, oh, so you hate poor people? And I'm like, no. What I hate is like people who are well off, but they ruin the grocery store by buying like 1,700 individually packaged pudding cups and then just storing them in like a bunker that's in their basement. Admittedly, a lot of the people on extreme couponing do the extreme couponing and then like take the proceeds, like the grocery hauls, and usually give them to like their church essentially to distribute, or I just eat like a lot of pudding. But like it's not normally a situation. Extreme cheapskates, sometimes you're like, this is like this should not be happening in like the richest country on earth. Like there was an episode where like a woman was pregnant and she was like dumpster diving behind a gynecologist's office to like get half-empty pill bottles of medication and stuff like that. And I was like, this shit should not be on TV. This should be on like, you know, a documentary at South by Southwest about how like we failed our country or how our country has failed us. And like the husband like dumpster dove for like miscellaneous tubing and suction cups and stuff, and he was making like a homemade breast pump, and I was like, that's just not right. Like the extreme couponing is just extreme cheapskates is crazy. Extreme couponing is largely just people who are like, I don't know, they got too much time on their hands and are like, check it out, 2,000 individually wrapped snack cakes that I don't even want. But look at that. I got it for 98% off. There's one episode of Extreme Cheapskates I do always go back to, though. Like, just in terms of whenever I want to make myself angry in 1 second. It's that woman who lived in, like, a mansion in Colorado. And she's like, here's a pro tip. If you ever don't want to pay for groceries, just go around with, like, a basket to your neighbor's house and ask them if they have any food that's expiring soon. Long as just, you know... Here's a tip for you. If you ever like don't want to pay for food, just get other people to give it to you for free. Isn't that the same as food donation? No, because like food donation goes to the food bank where like people who are undernourished or like can't feed their kids get the food. She just doesn't want to pay for groceries. But I guess there is an argument to be made. If you went to the food bank with like half-empty mustard bottles that were expiring in 2 weeks, they would probably get like a restraining order or something like that. But it's just, It's just not something that's done, okay? It's just not how society operates. Or the episode of Extreme Cheapskates where this family was selling their house, but they never bought furniture because furniture costs money. So they went to their neighbor's house and said, hey, can we borrow your furniture to stage our house so it actually looks like people live here? And the neighbor was like, like there's cameras. Like, what are you going to do? So they're like, yeah, sure, go ahead. Just bring my sofa back when you're done with it. Or they had like holes in their carpet. So they went to the carpet store and were like, we need some like replacement carpet. Can we get some free samples? And then they just looked at the they looked at the samples and found like some that were almost the color of the carpet. And then like, instead of buying enough carpet, they were just like, we'll just take the samples. But then the samples colors were not like, I shouldn't have slowed down. We're not 100% right. So when people were coming through to look at buying the house, they were like, why is the carpet all fucked up? Like, why does the carpet look like a Dalmatian? We've talked about it before, and I know that this is not necessarily a popular take. I think that some people are frugality is good. Not spending money needlessly for things that don't provide you with reasonable value is in some way, it's not just a good habit, it's virtuous in some ways. But some people take it to the extreme and think that like ever spending money on anything is immoral. And like spenders have a moral defect and savers have like they're God's chosen children or something. Which is fucking, like, A, doesn't make any damn sense, and B, also is extremely annoying, because if you're ever like, oh, I bought a coffee outside, they're never like, oh, cool. They're always like, oh, wow, did you know if you cut out, like, your daily Starbucks, then over the course of, well, I don't get Starbucks daily. I get it, like, once every 3 months when I forgot to get cold brew at the grocery store. It's not like yeah, but be that as it may, I haven't been to see a movie since 1981. Okay, well, like, good for you. Like, what are you doing with all that money you saved? Now that you've got rainwater buckets that collect rainwater and pipe the rainwater into your bathtub, and then you heat it up with like a solar cooker, so you don't even have to pay for like hot water. Like, what are you doing with all that money you save? Because I know you're never going to spend it, because your personality is not spending the money. So like, you can't do that without betraying your identity completely. Does this person exist? Go watch an episode of this show. Oh, wait, I've never paid for cable in my life. Oh, it's okay. You could just get the TLC Go app. Or Discovery Plus. Sorry, I forgot they changed the name last year. Oh, but I don't own a phone. I dumpster dive behind the T-Mobile and I get phones, perfectly good phones that people threw out. Because they just have like a couple burn marks or the screen's all smashed or something like that. Hang on a second. This is perfect. Ooh. New content. I'm not this guy most of the time. But like, is there something wrong with famous stand-up comedians? Like, is there a reason that every single stand-up comedy special from someone who was famous in the 1990s now has like a 30-minute segment on like cancel culture? Like, can't you just, sorry. I know this sounds forehead, but like, can't you just like be funny? Like, I thought it was a comedian's job to be funny, but then like something happened and like, people told stand-up comedians way too much that they're like modern-day philosophers or something like that, and that they have to be like societal commentators, which is great when I agree with what they're saying. But when they're not telling jokes, and they're just like, and that reminds me of Kevin Spacey, I'm like, are you going to get to the jokes at any point? Anyway, I forgot what I was saying. Pew, pew. Whatever happened to the days where a stand-up comedian, just a dude with a funny haircut and a striped shirt and suspenders, he got up on stage and said, "Fuck you," and then smashed a watermelon with a sledgehammer, spraying the audience with watermelon bits? Can we go back to like the purest form of the medium? Whatever happened to the days where the height of stand-up comedy was, hey, I'm not Robert De Niro, but check it out. I sound a lot like Robert De Niro. People in the audience like Lion Soy, right? That's Robert De Niro. He's doing Robert De Niro. This is the one. Morpheus trying to find Neo in a lineup of people. This is the one. I'll take it. The cast of The Matrix playing Minecraft. Are you telling me... I'm sorry, I can't. Are you telling me I have a... Wait, that's Morpheus's voice. Whoa. Are you telling me I have a netherite pickaxe? No. I'm telling you that when you get gathering, you won't have to. Yeah, -2. That seems like an objective assessment, to be fair. Bro is all to nothing. You have hidden talent. Let's keep it hidden. You know, so I have to have Microsoft Edge open for Google Chrome to work at a reasonable speed. It's not a bit. I don't get it either. But literally, like a stream will buffer. And this is reliable and retestable. The stream buffers, I open Edge. As long as Edge is active on my other monitor, the stream never buffers ever again. Oh. It's crazy. But now, Microsoft Edge, I don't know what percentage of Microsoft's business bullshit clickbait is. I can't assume it's that much. They got a great suite of products. But I'm losing it at some of the clickbait they gave me. Here's one that they gave me this morning. This forgotten 90s actor has made more money than any movie star in history. Can you guess who that forgotten 90s actor is? It's not Tom Cruise. I'll start you out there. It's Adam Sandler. Yes. The picture of the headline picture is Adam Sandler. Forgotten 90s actor, Adam Sandler. Dude, I totally forgot about him. He makes a shit ton from Netflix? No, I know. I'm saying that he's not forgotten. He's extremely famous. I will say I got clickbaited. One of the articles was the 10 celebrities servers hate serving in restaurants. And I didn't even read the article. I just scrolled down and looked at all the pictures and said, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Fuck you, Anna Wintour. Fuck you, James Corden. Fuck you, Usher, apparently. Apparently Usher not only, source, dude, just trust me. Apparently Usher not only doesn't tip, he refuses to talk to the service staff and relays all of his requests through his entourage, which just seems like weird to me, like more work and weird. Okay, I read part of the article. Apparently Mariah Carey, but honestly, when I saw Mariah Carey on the list, I was like, what'd you expect? Like, Mariah Carey has a reputation for being like, you know, a diva. You expect Mariah Carey to show up at your restaurant and be like, wow, this is amazing? Like, no, her whole part of the appeal of Mariah Carey is that she's like unreasonable. It's like if they were like, you know, 10 celebrities you never want to serve at a restaurant, and then like number 6, they're like, you won't believe this one, Benito Mussolini. I would be like, yeah, obviously. Like if Benito Mussolini came into my restaurant, first I would be like, oh shit. Ghosts, And then, like, after that, I would, just to be honest, and you might be mad about this one, I would probably serve them just because I'm not the owner of the restaurant in my head. Ooh, I'm merely the server, so I don't get to make those responsibilities. But I would not expect a good tip, and I would not expect them to be respectful to me. Just out of nowhere in chat. Yes, I'm 30. I didn't expect to see blood in my stool. I don't know where that's coming from, but I would definitely recommend getting it checked out. Unless you had a colonoscopy within the past week. In which case, you should probably still consider getting it checked out, but my personal experience is that it's possible they tore something when they were in there. I just don't know. Big butt dildo gang? The hell does that even mean? You just talk to a stranger like that? I was kind of hoping that this is not really good to admit. I'm kind of hoping that one day I get diagnosed with glaucoma just so I can get a prescription for marijuana. Now, it is legal here, but like, I don't know. I don't want to just be like, give me some weed. I want to go into the store and be like, they'll be like, hey, what do you want? Some purple kush? Some fucking Thunderball? You want Mjolnir? You want pink Stormbringer? And I'd be like, you seem to be confused. My doctor told me to come here, and they would pull out some shit and like blow the dust off and be like, oh, you're looking for this. And it would just, like, it would be a little black box, and it would just say marijuana on it. And I would be like, yes, that's correct. Can you? It's insane where I'm from. If you have more than 3 grams, you're going to jail. The government does not have your best interest in mind. Like, that just, oh, wait, you live in Singapore? Never mind. I'm not qualified to judge. Maybe they got a good reason. But if you live in, like, North America, they don't pass the vibe check. There was a state that just voted, like, was it Idaho? That the marijuana legalization failed by like 20% on the ballot. Oklahoma, that makes way more sense. You know Idaho be smoking that loud. Like, why? It's just the weirdest thing to like be illegal. Like, we in Vancouver, it was like illegal but essentially not policed for like 10 years. And then they made it legal in 2015 and nothing changed at all. Like, literally, you don't even notice a difference. It might sound insane. If anything, I actually smell less weed in public than I did when it was illegal. Because I think people recognize it's not a flex to do a legal thing in public anymore. They just they just eat some Sour Patch gummies or something in their house and watch like a whole season of Wednesday on a Thursday and then, you know, go to work in the morning. Can I say that vaping should be illegal unless it's weed? If you're just vaping just to taste like a cranberry lemon breakfast bar and fuck up your lungs, I don't support that. If you're doing it to get you through the drudgery of another day on planet Earth, you have my support. I can't believe people are saying this is based. Holy cow. Does that mean I've gotten more based with my takes, or does that mean my demographics have finally skewed older? And people are like, when did NL get so based? And I'm like, well, it's when you turned 31, bitch. Idiot. Why'd you call me a bitch? I think it's funny to call a man a bitch. Not in like a sense like, oh, like I just beat you up in a fight, you bitch, but just like, just really for no reason whatsoever. It is a double standard. Calling a woman a bitch is pretty offensive. Calling a man a bitch, though, very funny. Calling a man a dick, funny. Calling a woman a dick, kind of funny. It's weird how it does not go both ways. It's International Women's Day. I know. I took Sam Yo's 30-minute pop ride. All the artists were strong women. I got the badge. I can say it. You could check my profile. It's probably the most recent badge on my profile. How do you feel about people that eat ass but don't double dip? I'm not going to answer the question the way you posed it. I'll answer it by filtering it through my own sentiment, which is, I think people are way too strict about double dipping. To be clear, in shared eating environments, I don't double dip. But it's not because I think it's unsanitary, necessarily, or demonstrably unsanitary. It's because other people would be like, hey, you just double dipped. And then I would be shamed. I'm sure it is a little bit unsanitary, but there's been like, this hummus has been open in the fucking air for 4 hours. People are sneezing, coughing, speaking moistly, getting their germs all over it. But all of a sudden, if I eat like half of a pita chip, like I would taint the dip by putting the pita chip back into the hummus. Flies have been landing on it when nobody was paying attention. It's a battle that I don't want to fight. Like I don't think that we ever beat the bacteria. I think that we do what we can. And then one day the bacteria win, because the bacteria always win. Now, you shouldn't, sneeze into the hummus. You shouldn't palm the dip, for example. But a double dip, I don't think a double dip is a big deal at all. I would rather be in a situation where people are double dipping than a situation where people are like, hey, do you want to try a sip of my drink? That's the fact that almost nobody seems to have a problem with being like, yeah, I'll take a sip of it. Oh, but don't worry. I'll use a different part of the glass. Because, bacteria is non-motile. You see where you've left like a huge lip print? I'll just rotate the glass 180 degrees and then drink from a shared reservoir, which was inside of your mouth, and then a little bit probably came back into the cup. That'll save me. Maybe here's the thing. I think you'd have to find a doctor who's not part of the pharmaceutical industrial complex. Because I'm sure if you ask your doctor, hey, is it okay to double dip? They would be like, what, are you crazy? Because your doctor doesn't want to become a social pariah either. Like, you could have a hidden cam or something like that, and they'll be like, doctor admits double dipping was a scam perpetrated on us by the World Economic Forum or something like that. People are crazy these days. But I feel like, has there ever been a case in history where they're like, oh, they died of an infection? How did they get it? Oh, all signs point to somebody at the party double dipped a tortilla chip in the salsa. No shot, dude. Would you eat something that fell on the floor? I eat stuff that falls on the floor all the time. If my wife is not looking, or if her back is turned. If I walked into my kitchen and there was food on the floor, I would not eat it. If the food went from like the bag to my hands to the floor and then I grabbed it, in a reasonable length of time, I would pick it up and eat it for sure. I mean, I feel like the 5-second rule is I feel like there's some validity to it. No, pudding, or like if peanut butter fell on the ground, or, if it has visible cat hair on it or something like that, then I won't eat it. But if it looks clean, yeah. You had food poisoning, you learned nothing? When I had food poisoning, no doctor said to me, did you eat food that fell on the floor? They were all like, how many times last year did you have chicken sashimi? And I'm like, I don't know, I've been trying to limit my chicken sashimi consumption. My gut's been a little bit fucked up lately. The 5-second rule is not real? No, you don't understand. I'm not trying to say that, like, the food is clean. As soon as it falls on the ground, you're introducing, potential dirt and bacteria. All I'm trying to say is it's not enough time for enough of it to get on a tortilla chip to do me any real harm. Like, the acid in my stomach it's gonna body whatever the floor put on my tortilla chip, without a doubt. I've said this before too. People are like, sometimes there'll be like exposés like on CBC Marketplace. We went undercover in the downtown Moxie's kitchen, and you won't believe what we saw. Fucking rats, rat shit, grime. People are like, ew. If I don't get sick, I assume that at just about every restaurant I go to, there's like a Gordon Ramsay kitchen nightmares like abomination that's gonna come to pass if somebody looked close enough. Ooh. Unless I actually get sick eating at the restaurant, what do I care? If I cook that much food, I'm sure my shit would be messy as hell too. I prefer it to be clean, but also like I live in the real world. This is why the US is the leading country in food poisoning. Okay, first off, I live in Canada. Secondly, that cannot possibly be true. If the US is the leading country in food poisoning, it's probably because people get hungover and then like go to the doctor and say, "Can you give me a note that says I had food poisoning?" Otherwise, my boss will get like really mad. There's no way that the United States of America, like per capita, leads the world in food poisoning. Maybe food poisoning diagnosis, but like, have you seen like some worldwide street food videos? I saw a video where like a street food vendor in India cooked meat with hot sand. With hot sand that he just pulled off the ground and then poured onto the meat and then like sifted it through a sifter, and then the meat got cooked by the sand. Also, I think that people are not being honest. I think everybody would eat food that fell on the ground. It's just everybody has their own limit for how tasty a piece of food needs to be in order for you to pick it up off the ground. Or how much work you put into it. Like if you spent 16 hours making Thanksgiving dinner and then like you dropped the turkey on the ground, you're picking, if nobody saw it, you're picking the turkey up and serving it. You're rinsing it off and you're carving it yourself and then you're putting it on the table. Sure, maybe you make like a peanut butter sandwich, you drop it on the ground, you're like, okay, I'll just make another peanut butter sandwich. But like if you if you made a whole turkey and you dropped it, your ass would be like, what they don't know won't hurt them. Here go two more for y'all. There's some things society will tell you that you can't do. You can't admit to it. I try to be as honest as possible. Anybody, if somebody tells you they've never peed in the shower, I don't believe them. You need to, my hunch, if you say you don't pee in the shower, is that you need to drink more water, honestly. I don't think you've had to piss like bad enough, which means you probably dehydrated. You should drink more water. What about the bath? No, if you piss in the bathtub, you need to go to the hospital. Like you need to go to the mental hospital. Why? Because you're in the water. Like if you pee in the shower, you're like pissing down the drain. If you pee in the bath, like you're just sitting in piss. It's sterile? Yeah, but it's piss. What about the ocean? I mean, I think you would be in the ocean. If you're going to piss in the ocean, I don't really care. The ocean's got a lot of piss in it, I'm sure. It's so huge. I mean, there's piss everywhere. It's just a question of like concentration, right? The ocean must have a relatively low piss concentration due to the sheer volume of the body of water. But like if you piss in a swimming pool, then yeah. I mean, if you're like 9 years old, I'm not going in on you. But if you're like an adult that pisses in a public swimming pool, you're a terrorist, essentially. As far as I'm concerned, that's biological warfare. You sort of, like if you're getting into a shared swimming pool that children are in or have been in, and you're under the delusion that there's no piss in there, you're stupid. There's piss in there. But if you're an adult and you're adding to the piss, then you should go to prison. I work in a pool. You could poop in the pool and there's enough chemicals in it to clean it. Yeah, but I don't want to swim next to poop, whether it's going to get me sick or not. Like, it's not a question of, like, I would just rather not. I would rather not swim in a large toilet bowl, you know? What is the threshold where it goes from unacceptable to acceptable? I don't know exactly. But like, I don't know. I think if you're, it's somewhere on the borderline of 12 to 13. If you're 12 and you piss in the pool, I think we've at least got to evaluate it on a case-by-case basis to figure out if we're throwing you in prison. But if you're 13 and you piss in the pool, you're going to juvenile detention. Like, there's no perfect one-size-fits-all limit for it, but like, you know, in the real world, we have to make decisions and compromises. That's where I'm drawing my line. Isn't there a chemical that hurts you if you piss in the pool? Well, that's what they should start telling people. I don't know if that kind of society or if that kind of technology exists yet, but he fell for it. What if nobody else is in the pool? One day somebody else is going to be in the pool. Again, I'm sorry to tell you, if you're an adult, this is just something you have to reconcile. You have to not piss in the pool as an adult. Similarly, if you're like showering at the gym, you can't piss in the shower. Especially if you have like the prison-style men's showers where everybody showers in the same room with your backs turned to each other, so nobody thinks that, you know, anybody's trying to sneak a glance, which makes it a great opportunity to sneak a lot of glances. But at home, in your own shower, yeah, you can pee in the shower. As long as you pee early enough in the shower that the water and the soap that runs off your body can wash the piss away. What about peeing in the sink? The reason that like peeing in the sink doesn't make sense is just like on a physics level, it's harder. I recognize you're trying to catch me in a rhetorical trap where like if it's all the same pipes, then what does the sink matter? I could be dishonest with you. I could say like, oh, well, you wash your hands in the sink, so there'd be some splashback and then it would land on the faucet, and then my clean hands when I turn off the faucet would get 1 millimeter of piss on them. But that's not, I don't think that that's honest. All I'm going to say is that pissing in the toilet and pissing in the shower are both about convenience. Pissing in the sink is about sending a message.
Excuse me? Is it what?
No, I'm saying I would never piss in the sink.
I hope not.
She's on the same page as me. What about pooping in the bathtub? Yeah, you should. There's under no circumstances should you ever do that. Poop and pee are very different. I know this because, unfortunately, my daughter pooped on the ground last night. If she peed on the ground, it would have been a lot easier to clean up. Kate said, Ryan, come here, I need you. And then she said our daughter pooped on the floor, and I saw like a little smudge of poop. And I was like, oh, that's no big deal. And I was like cleaning it up with a wet wipe, and then she said, look behind you, and there were 2 enormous logs just sitting on the floor, and I was like, oh no. I thought she just like a little squeaked out while she was trying to get to the potty. I didn't realize she evacuated her bowels. But that's also why people are like, you know, oh, so you like the one, Am I the Asshole, where like the guy's pregnant girlfriend like peed on the stairs by accident. And I'm like, I don't think it's that big of a deal. And people are like, oh, really? It's piss. It's gross. I'm like, brother, I'm cleaning up shit and piss on like a monthly basis just on our like flooring, and a daily basis in a diaper. Like, you just got to do what you got to do. She'll have a hard time at school? I don't think so. You know what kind of nerd you'd have to be like, hey, check it out. 9 years ago when your dad was playing Mario Maker 2, he said that when you were a toddler, you accidentally pooped on the ground. I would go to the school and I'd be like, what's up, nerd? Let me guess, your dad's like a 75-month subscriber? Sucks for you. Isn't it crazy that like your dad watches me for entertainment? And yet, like, I'm the one who reaps the rewards for that? Isn't it crazy that your dad says, we're only reading one more story tonight? And you say, okay, daddy. And then, like, as soon as he finishes the story, he says, good night, pumpkin, and gives you a kiss on the forehead. And then immediately is like, oh, thank God that's over. I can watch NL play some Mario Maker. Fuck you. Get owned. Sorry. The straw men have started to become straw boys. Ooh. Okay, now this is a rough one. He's got us moving backwards. Ooh, he really thought he was cooking something. Hang on, I gotta see what are we doing here? I gotta look at it. What are we doing here? Just a big jump? Whoo! Oh yeah, now you go backwards. I forgot. I've never had a I was gonna say I've never had a problem with any parents of other kids. Then I realized that the way it was about to come out was whenever I've had a problem with parents of other kids, it's always been the moms. That's not really what I meant. There was a time that kid pushed my daughter down in the playground, and then the mom came over, picked up her kid, and when my kid was crying on the jungle gym, she was like, "Can you move your daughter? This is an emergency." And I was like, "Yeah, it's an emergency because your idiot kid just pushed my daughter down, you moron." But I don't think that was because she was a woman. I think it's just because it was just genderless stupidity. Like it was irrelevant to the fact that she was the boy's mother. She's just a bad person. Well, not. She is my enemy, but I'm not saying that she is a bad person necessarily. I mean, it is an emergency when your kid has a behavioral issue at the park. But the least she could have done is been like, "I'm sorry, is your daughter okay?" And instead, she implied that we were like inconveniencing her by being in her son's way. Every single woman is my enemy. Did you vote for the mayoral guy who did crack? Excuse me, that's Toronto? I don't live in Toronto, I live in Vancouver. Oh, this looks fucking weird, right? What the hell's going on with the refraction on my lenses here? Pippi Longfinger. Look at what is this? I've never noticed that before. Whoa! Whoa! That's weird. Are you high? No, I'm just a guy. Doesn't it look weird? Maybe it looks completely normal. I did not vote in the Toronto mayoral election. Okay, I'm not a Toronto citizen. I voted for it's easy to get confused. I understand not everybody has an exhaustive knowledge of Canadian cities. I would say I voted for the guy who, I was going to say let the whole city smoke crack. Do you eat the piece of sushi that's covered in wasabi? Usually, yeah. I'm pretty wasabi pilled. I like the sushi as well that has the wasabi like pre-built. I like to add my own. I like it, when it's pre-built. Either way. I mix the wasabi with the soy sauce and dip. So here's the thing. That's not the way you're supposed to do it. But who cares? If it works for you, you're the customer, go ahead. A lot of people, I think they have the idea that they need to... Like, people treat sushi as if it's always like this serene experience. Like, you're in the middle of, like... Every restaurant is Jiro dreams of sushi. Like, half of the people will go in there and be like, I'll have a California roll and a Philadelphia cheesecake roll. And then they're like, oh, you don't mix the wasabi with the soy sauce. You never mix the wasabi with the soy sauce. Like, if you're at, Sushi Dragon or something like that, then go hard. If you're going to a fancy sushi restaurant, maybe you aspire to have it be a little bit more authentic. And then you don't mix the wasabi and the soy sauce, perhaps. But if you're just, like, getting sushi, you could do whatever you please. You think there's people in Japan who would do that? Like, they take their friend to, like, a hamburger restaurant and their friend squeezes the ketchup onto the fries. And then they're like, no! When hamburgers and french fries were originally invented in America, They had a little paper cup that you put the ketchup in and then you dip the French fry. You don't squeeze it all over the top like a madman. Some of the French fries are going to have way too much ketchup. Some of the French fries are going to be buried. They're not going to have any. What if I'm getting sushi from Edo, Japan? Is that the Japanese restaurant in the Pacific Center food court? Honestly, you should be putting barbecue sauce on that, in my personal opinion. And then go next door to the Taco Time. Get yourself a marinated chicken taco salad instead. Oh, you never smoke the crack like that. Oh my God, did you literally just crush up the rock and then smoke it out of a pipe? You have to put it in aluminum foil first. If you want to really experience the crack, you have to put it in aluminum foil and then put a Bic lighter underneath it until it gets aqueous. Anyway, I don't know where I haven't watched enough episodes of Drugs Inc. to be able to make the jokes make sense. But anyway, I'll be back in I'll be back in 3 minutes. Dude, I don't download games to get insulted. The installed version of the NVIDIA graphics driver has known issues. Currently installed version 516.94. Recommended version 531.18. Ooh. Me, when the dentist asks how long it's been since I've been at the dentist, it has been a bit, I guess. Bro, you were there. I'm gonna use that one next time. When was the last time you went to the dentist? You tell me. You're the one with a computer, idiot. I just watched a video about how to properly eat sushi, and I feel like my whole life is a lie. There's a time and a place for it, though, is what I'm saying. Like, people will literally... They'll watch, like, a 45-minute long video on how to properly eat sushi, and then they'll go out to some restaurant that's called, like, you know, Jade Garden, and get a deep-fried yam tempura roll, and then, like, using your chopsticks, knock the sushi piece over, then grab it with your fingers, your thumb and your forefinger, then dip it just almost imperceptibly into the soy sauce, then place it into your mouth, chicken teriyaki side down on your tongue. Allow the flavor of the soy sauce to fill your mouth with umami. No, just eat it. If you're at, you know, Jiro Dreams of Sushi Incorporated, then you know, be part of the experience. If you're at a restaurant that sells sushi, Chinese food, Korean food, Japanese food, Thai food, Cambodian food, and pho, then, like, just eat the sushi. Just open your mouth, put it in, and chew. All right, what are we doing, lads? Beagle with it. Whoa! Ooh!
The powerhouses are opening a vault.
You know what calls for one of these? Oh, Jesus Christ! Thank you for the... Oh! Look at that, they're in the walls! He's dancing on us! He's dancing on... I can't stop him! I can't stop him! Oh, what the hell was that? Get smoked, kid. Uh-oh. It's so chaotic. Oh, no. I assisted spaghetti, though. That's pretty sick. I got you, brother. Let's get in there. Stay in the fight. Oh! Oh!
One foot in the door for our leaders, the live wires.
We're in first place. I'm crazy with it. What are you shooting at? Oh, Jesus Christ, what have I done? Vault me? I mean, zipline me? Oh, no.
Wires have connected with a vault and they're open.
Yeah, don't worry. I got you guys. I got you. Don't worry. Cavalry's here.
Cash out complete. A little nest egg for the balance.
Holy cow. What's your problem? You telling me to get away? Stop bogarting the cash box? Holy cow.
A team wipe mishap for the balance.
Measurable impact on the round.
Put me in the dirt. Put me in the dirt. Frag out. This is bad. Don't know what I just did. I thought I had my gun out, but I just blew myself away. He's got me, dude. He's gonna get me. Oh, my life's like a movie, dude.
It's the alter air.
You're doing great work. Okay, thank you. Ooh. Enjoy being wounded? Oh, no. He's in the walls. Oh! Stay frosty, kid. There's bodies all around us. Stay frosty. Hey, team! You know the goal of the game is not to get the most kills in low gravity. The goal of the game is to secure the cash out. They're taking our cash out right now. We qualified. Let's go. Only one team qualifies and we qualified. How does that strike you? Wait a minute. Did we qualify? Aren't we the live wires? Oh, 2 teams qualify. Wasn't even close. You carried? Look at that. 1,900 points. 10 eliminations, 1 death on Beagle with a Deagle. Ooh. You just earned yourself a pocket healer. That's not Tony Snell. I have stats. Look at that. I got 1 objective. My stats are in the bottom of every category. That's not true. I'm close to the top in assists, and I'm close to the top in whatever D is. I'm going to say it's good deeds. Okay, let's go. You're welcome. Huge kill. I can't even get up the damn staircase, man. Oh! They're coming down the stairs, dude. Oh! Get up, get the sentry, dude! Oh! Let me solo her. I mean, he's got to be revived. I'm going in. Get smoked. Get owned. They're already revived. Get me out of here. Okay, team, I don't really know what we're doing, okay? But, like, let's get some cash. Turn on hit markers. Oh, they're on. Yeah. Shoot the barrel. Yeah. Good. How we doing on cash out, brother? Not so bad. Drop a little wiggle on him. Oh, imagine if that hit though.
Moment for the tough shells. Team wiped.
The competition really shelled them.
Ready? Really? Help me, guys. The sights don't work on the revolver. Can you shoot a wall and see where the bullet ends up? Well, pretty much right where I aimed, huh? Oh, it's our guy. If you gave this game to someone in the year 1800, they would die on the menu. As soon as they saw the main menu, they would expire. Hey! Don't shoot me. I'm doing my best, man. Oh, they're coming. Ow! Ow! I'm done. Oh! Eat it, eat it. What are you doing to me? Ooh, first place? Don't mind if I do. Carried. How did I do? Not too bad. Not too bad in many ways. 3 objectives, most in the lobby. Accuracy percentage. Wait, what did it say? 0? Beagles against you this time? Oh, fuck. Don't worry, lad. I got you covered. We're gonna cover this. Good luck getting through there. Oh, they're going up. They're going up tall. I got you. He's got a sledgehammer. Oh! We're crazy? I don't know why they just stood still. Team wiped. He actually killed. Whoa! Oh no! My team! I saw a little Ernest statue. It was like at the Blair Witch Project. Holy cow. Oh, dude, you're like... We shouldn't be matched together. Can you put me in bronze, please? And also, can I... no... Lee Bao Miller, can I get... I'm not trying to be rude. Could you explain your performance there? I see that you have a 0 in the eliminations column. I see that Spicy has 3, because they stole one from me. And I see that I have 2. Unassisted. Could you explain your own performance there? Okay, anyway, don't let people get you down. We got this one. Let's head to Cash Out B, squad. You guys know the fastest way to get there, right? I'm back. Okay, don't... Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa! I don't know where I'm going, dude! Okay, let's go to Cash Out A. Good point. That'll do it. I'm dead. That's not us. Oh! Thank you so much. You don't want the smoke. Steal the cash out? Is that what we're doing right now? Are we stealing the cash? Whoa! Oh!
Fantastic steal by the shuck and all.
Sorry, brother. We've stolen the cash out. Help me. Help me. You know what? Use a goo grenade to get up. You know what? Use 2 goo grenades to get up. No. Help me. Yes! We've stolen the cash out. Sire, they have stolen the money transports. Sorry. Holy cow, we're in first place. We're going sneaky mode. Sneaky. Sneaky mode. Oops, here I am. Hey! Great shooting, kid. Great shooting. That's true. I was pretty bad at games at when I was 24 as well. I'll never forgive the gaming industry for, like, making shooters the, like, dominant form of competitive game. Whole team is dead.
Team wipeout for the jet setters.
company they bought a return ticket from.
If racing games were insanely popular, people would not be like, oh, NL's amazing at games. But they would be like, he's not bad. He understands that you accelerate through the apex. He understands drafting until you have more speed than the car in front of you and then slowly passing them. But nobody likes watching racing games. They're like, oh, it's the same shit every game. Meanwhile, this one, they're like, oh, it's totally fucking different. This one is 2% faster. People do not pog up when you, like, execute a perfect overtake on the Nordschleife. And I think that says a lot about society, and none of the things that it says about society are good, by the way. By the way, Kate, I'll end stream after this match if we don't qualify. Just be ready for the transition, and then I will go, oh, then I will go get the cats. Okay, let's get this cheddar, lads. Cash out C. We're going to cash out C. Cash out C. I'm on my way. And maybe nobody will mess with us when we get here.
The jet sitters are about to take off.
Good luck. Yeah, I'd like to see it. I'd like to see you get up here, honestly. I'd like to see you get up here. This is asbestos. They can make it up, but they don't want to because they'll get mesothelioma. I don't think so, Tim. Wow, I'm actually kind of insane. You hear that? It went like... Good shooting, kid. Are we on the jet setters? Oh, our whole team is dead? Hey, we're still in second.
Told them to go fly a kite.
Get him. Oh, we're in third. Why do my opponents do so much damage and I don't do very much at all? Kate, get ready. What do you mean shoot the wall for us? I was getting hit markers. Oh no. What have I done? With one single shot, he gooed himself up, lit himself on fire, and crashed his game. Here, we gotta at least take this to OT, lads. No, I'm not going out like that. Sorry. Alright, I'm going out like that, though. Oh! We qualified. Alright, I got one more. I get a little annoyed with the cat groomer. I do appreciate they're doing a favor for us, and we're paying them money, which is doing a favor for them. But, like, sometimes they're like, yeah, drop them off no later than 9 a.m. And then they're like, pick them up immediately. Oh, I don't even have the revolver. Lucky for you guys. I'm like, buddy, I work a little bit. I work a very normal schedule of 9 to 2. I can't just be at your beck and call. What do you think this is? He gave up right as I was about to revive him. Sanest team. The spray control.
An awkward moment for the socialites. Team wiped.
Team wiped! Team wiped!
The advantage.
Zoom. I got you, brother. Oh! I did it. I had no faith in myself. He's standing still. You freaking suck, dude. Do something. Stop all tabbing. I might not have the best skills, but at least like I'm putting forth an effort for the team. This is why nobody wants to play competitive games anymore. You res your teammate. They're like, oh, sorry. I was understimulated for 0.2 seconds, so I opened up my phone and went to the bathroom and got a snack and sent a text to my girlfriend. And like, Okay, don't play games then. Like read a book. Sorry. I was dead for 0.75 seconds, so I opened up TikTok on my phone and went to Netflix to see what I should watch, and just look at the screen. It's a game. I'm not asking you to look at something like torturous. I got you, brother. Holy cow. My damn lungs. What do you got there? What do you got there? Nothing? Bro's not cooking anything? How? I would be furious if that didn't get a kill. My eyes. Oh, you don't understand what's happening?
Cash out completed. Buy them out.
No! I guess I should have seen that coming. Ooh, res me? I mean, Pawn just has no excuse. Oh, Chalky Milk doesn't have heels. Alright. I'm even less mad. It's gotta hurt. How's your nail doing? Oh yeah, it fell off. Alright, Kate. Are you ready? Perfect timing. I mean, what can you say about this? 7,300 versus 5,800? Slash marker me. This is called the finals. 2 eliminations. Yeah, 5 revives, 5 objectives. It's an objective-based game. I know I got less points than Chalky Milk, but I was probably the MVP if I had to guess. I thought it was pretty good. That'll brighten your day. All right, I'll send you over to Kate's stream. Man. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I'll see you tomorrow. We're doing Super Mario Maker TCL one shot tomorrow. I don't know what we'll do before it. Probably hard mode sap if I had to guess. See you.
Borzois are pretty cool for real. I would like to have one. You know how Luna loves to have animals? Well, pets, like cats or dogs, right? And sometimes she goes like, I love dogs. But sometimes she goes, I don't like dogs. And then it was 2 days ago that she was like, Daddy, I want 3 dogs. And we were like, 3 dogs? You should start with 1. You shouldn't just start at 3. You should start 1, you know what I mean? And then Ryan said, oh, who's gonna walk the dog? And then I thought she was definitely gonna say you. But she said, I will walk the dog. And I was like, ain't no way, dude, ain't no way. She read the art of the deal. She started at 3 so she can bar it down to 1. Dude, so true. And then it was so cute when we went to Costco. She was holding a calculator because at the daycare, it's like a little meme. They're pretending that the calculator is a cell phone because they see, you know, like nowadays the phones, they're like calculator, right? They're just like a little slab. And so like the kids at the daycare, they want to pretend to have a phone like us. So they see a calculator and they go like, that's my phone. And so she brought the calculator to the Costco, and then the cashier lady saw that my daughter was holding a calculator, and then she was like, oh, I don't know. I don't think we can barter the prizes in Costco. But how about this? I scan the food and you can punch in the number. And she caught 0 of that. And she's like, stranger danger. But I thought it was pretty good. I thought the cashier lady was making a great joke. And she's like, okay, that bread was $13.75. Did you get that? And then Luna was like, stranger danger. Why is she talking to me? But I don't know, I was very appreciative to her friendliness. And then, did I ever tell you when we went to the Everett Costco? I didn't know that it was our second Costco trip. So I didn't know they would push the cart like behind the cashier and then to the end of the till so that they can like load up the food. And I was too busy unloading the cart, and that I forgot that Luna was riding it. And well, I didn't like forget, but like, like I knew she was riding it, but like I guess like the cashier pushed the cart all the way to the end of the cash register, and she freaked out. She was like, "Oh no, I'm getting pulled away from mommy by a stranger." And it was a dude, and she's even more scared of guys instead of girls. And it's like, and then she started going like, yep, yep, yep. And I was like, what's going on? Yep, yep. Like she's like on the verge of crying, but then she's not crying. But she was like freaking out all at the same time, and she just kept saying yep. 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 And then I was like, and I caught that, and I was like, oh my god, it's okay, mommy's right here, mommy's here. You're safe, you're safe here. And then she's like, yep. Yep. Oh. It was like her face was all red and like eyes all watery. It was so intense, like happy to intensity, like 100, 0 to 100. She just hates dudes. I don't know what it is. Like she doesn't like strangers. I think it's just men tend to be bigger, and I don't know what it is, but she's more scared of men. I wonder why though. Like there gotta be some kind of like genetic, some caveman shit, right? Says a lot about society. Hey, I didn't say it's tied to society. Oh, some kids get really attached to their mom, so they associate women with safety at a young age. I was wondering though, like she loves me so much, right? I mean, I love her too, but like she loves me, like I am her whole world. Like I am her everything, and I kind of wonder, is it because I'm a nice mom, or is that just the way the baby brain is wired? And I was like, it's nice to be kind of like appreciative by a human being that like I am their everything, but at the same time I'm just like, is it 100% genuine? Like is it because I'm the nice person, or is it just like, the human being there, that's just the way it is kind of thing? It's because you give her chalky milk. You'll find that out in the teenage years. I have to wait that long. Nothing on earth is very genuine, every genuine. But you make it easier to love you. Oh, ever. I see. And then I was watching a lot of like how to raise your kid and what to do, what not to do, how to discipline kids, what you should do after, like you should never like yell at your child, but like sometimes you cannot avoid it, and then like how to resolve it and stuff like that. But anyways, there was actually a test that was carried out in US to see like how much of the connection between the mother and the child is so important in the growth of the child's brain, or like the development of the brain. And like one of the easiest way to know how strong your bond is with your child is to bring your child into a room, right? And leave your child with the stranger in the room. Like, they might not be, like, if the stranger doesn't have to be, like, super close to the child, like, just in the same room, and see how they behave. And the kids who have, like, normal or strong bond with their mom or dad, they would instantly freak out, right? They would see, like, mom's gone or like dad's gone, and they would be like, oh my gosh, there's like a stranger next to me, oh my gosh, mommy help me. And they will freak out, they will cry, things like that. But the kid or kids who have weaker bond with their parents, the mom will just leave them. I mean, like, strangers, like, they might sound scary, but like strangers, they're like in this experiment, like, they weren't like scary looking person. It was just like a stranger lady that was playing toys, and they were playing with her with like the parents being next to them. And then while they're getting distracted, mom leaves the room. And then when the kid realizes that their mom is gone, like how they behave, that's what they were observing. And kids with weaker bond, they just kind of didn't react. They just like, oh, mom's gone. Oh, okay. I'll just keep on playing with the stranger lady. So, like, apparently that's, like, the easiest way to test out, I guess. And when they were like, they scanned all the kids' brains, and the kids with normal and strong bond with their mom or dad, huge brain, right? Like, the skull, let's say, like, the skull is, like, this big, and then, like, their brain is, like filled, like, packed. And then when you see kids with like the weaker bond with their parents, like small brain, like actually the size of brain was like super small. Like, it's like night and day difference. It wasn't just like, oh, like one is like maybe a bit bigger. Like, it wasn't like that. So it really shows like how much of the development is dependent on the bond between their parents. Like, it's crazy. Like, there's so many other tests that they did with this kind of stuff. How would kids react when a stranger knocked down the tower, like block tower, when they were building it? And that was like that's a test to see how they get treated at home. And like the kids with like the normal bond or strong bond with their parents, while they're building a block tower and a stranger knocked it over, they would be upset. They would be like, they would look at the stranger and be like, wah, like, what the heck, dude? Wah. But then the kids who are basically abused at home, when the stranger knocks over the block tower, they just kind of like, no reaction. They're like, oh well, whatever. And then, or like, they won't even build a block tower. They would be like, hey, build a block tower. But they would be like, they would be so anxious. They will always be anxious and just be like, they don't know like what to do, even though they're like telling them to build a block tower. Like, it's crazy, like the difference. But yeah, it's when I saw that, I was like, oh, strong relationship with mom or dad is very, 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 very important. And I don't even think I need to even run the test to see if I have a strong bond with my daughter. Just because when that cashier moved the Costco cart, she was freaking out in like a matter of a second. It wasn't like cause like she can still see me. Like, I wasn't like I was gone from her vision. Even though like she can still see me, she was freaking out that I wasn't right next to her and someone else was pushing the cart. And she's like, yep. It's so cute. I'm like, it's okay, mommy's right here. And I think what's the cutest, like one of the cutest thing as I'm raising a child is that, like, I'm doing my best to be nice to her. And whenever she's freaking out, I say like, it's okay, don't be scared. Mommy's right here. And today when we like Ruka, I had in the car I had Luna, Ruka, Tomo, and Ruka was meowing, right? And just like meow meow meow. And then Luna was like, "It's okay, Ruka. I'm here. Don't be scared. I'm right next to you. Don't be scared." And she would repeat what I was saying to her when she gets scared. And I was like, I know she's just repeating what I say when she's scared, but it's so like it's the cutest thing. To me, that's the cutest thing. And you know, like things that Ryan would say too, like, "Oh, you don't have to be scared. Look at that. That's very funny. Haha," or something like that too, like distract her. And she would do that to Ruka. She would be like, "Oh, don't be scared. Look at the sticker. That sticker is very cute. You look very cute, Ruka. You don't have to be scared." It was just like, dude, I was like tearing up in my heart. It was like so cute. It was so cute. And like that's I honestly think that's the best part of this age group, like 2-year-old, is that they pick up so many things, and to us, you know, we're like, oh, like don't cry, you know, like you don't want to annoy other people. But then like we don't say that, right? Like that's what we think. When the baby cries, we think like, "Oh my gosh, my baby's crying. Oh my gosh, I gotta stop her from crying because I don't want her to annoy other people." Like that's what we're thinking, and what we're saying is like, "It's okay, mommy's here. You know, don't worry, mommy got you. You can hold mommy's hand." But then when she says that and seeing when Ruka is scared, she's not thinking of, "Oh, my cat is annoying other people." She's genuinely saying like, "Don't be scared, Ruka. You can hold my hand. I hug you." You know, that kind of stuff. And it's just like it hits you differently because it's like we think we have a different meaning when we say the same exact thing, but it's just because I think something else while I'm saying it, because like I'm saying it's such a nice things because I want the result to be nice. But to her, she's saying nice things not because she wants the result to be nice. It's just because she wants to be nice. And I was like, bro, I'm crying. I'm crying, dude. But yeah, it's that's the cutest thing, I think. And I think like probably like 2 to 5, like 2 to 6 maybe even. Like that gotta be the cutest age. And once they go to school, like they're ruined. Right? Right? It's like up until the school, they're like the cutest being, like angels. And then once they hit school, it's like ruined. It's not that I hate the public education. It just means a lot of things. It means that she has never been in like like school, like kindergarten. The most people that you will see would be like 20 in your classroom, something like that, right? But then when you go to school, you would be like, "Oh, what grade are you?" "I'm first grade." And then like first grade has many classes, right? It's like, oh, like class A, B, C, D. So like if you were to just gather grade 1s, it's not 20, it's a lot more, at least in the city. And so it's like, you know, being in mass, I think it changes your brain. Like you have been like very individual up until elementary school, and once the elementary school hits, then you become like a part of this group thing, and I think that changes how you act and think. And I mean it's just the way it is, but it's just the truth, isn't it? Ooh. Kate hates the custom of society. That's not what I said. That's not what I said at all.
What about the One Direction, that song that's like, if you like smoking Zaza in a hotel room, if you prefer to vacuum rather than use a broom, If you like using Google Meet cause you can't stand Zoom, baby, I'm perfect. So let's start right now. Something like that.